Are Nepo babies just an illusion? There is this phenomenon that the children of rich people and successful people don't have to work that hard. They already have significantly more resources invested into them and also potential access to the connections of their parents. Let's think of the children of Brad Pitt, for example, or maybe the future children of Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know, does he have children? Brad Pitt is actually not the best example because often successful people that are rich kind of are maxed out in skill. Where, of course, Brad Pitt is also acting, he's also quite attractive, meaning his skill is partially looking good, which also needs to be maintained, etc. But compare this to someone who is just reliant on the skill to build companies, etc., which of course is again influenced. It's like Elon Musk is also very tall and he's also not that handsome, so of course it benefits him also. So here is now the problem with this nepotism idea. It's that in a genetic, so basically if there is a genetic trait, then there is a certain variance. And so now people that are very successful, let's say that are very attractive, but also now in terms of attractiveness, it does not work that well in terms of the falsification of this nepotism theory. But in terms of let's say an outlier in terms of intelligence, etc., then of course there is a genetic component to it. And of course, if now the parents are very intelligent, the children might also be quite intelligent. But the thing is that everyone who is really successful in a domain is basically an outlier. So if we have an outlier, then the outlier is basically at the end of one spectrum. So if we assume a Gaussian distribution now, then let's say the outlier in terms of intelligence, i.e. maybe Albert Einstein, if he now has children, then to a certain extent at least they will regress to the mean, meaning the population average. Now of course, things that are inheritable, like intelligence, like also looks, like height, now benefit. So the children additionally benefit. So apart from the regression to the mean, in theory, the children might still benefit from the heritability of traits like intelligence, like height, etc., which is of course only, or it's more important for males compared to females. But now they still will be regressing to the mean, especially now if a very successful person has also a wife who is more, he probably is less of an outlier than he is, because otherwise it's like if somebody is a billionaire, chances are he won't find a wife that is also a billionaire and that also has the skills that basically made her also a billionaire. Meaning there is a regression to the mean, which is then partially basically induced by the wife, or maybe it's the other way around. It doesn't really matter. So basically, there is a regression to the mean, and how large this regression